U.S. President Joe Biden wants to make sweeping reforms to the country's Supreme Court, remaking one of America's most powerful institutions. Here's what you need to know. Biden wants Congress to adopt an 18-year term limit for Supreme Court justices. The 9 members of the court currently enjoy lifetime appointments. John Roberts was appointed Chief Justice in 2005 and has been in the role for just over 18 years. Justice Clarence Thomas, who joined the court in 1991, has been on the bench more than 32 years. Unlike other members of the federal judiciary, the Supreme Court's justices have no binding ethics code of conduct, but they're required to report outside income and certain gifts. Last year, reporting from ProPublica revealed Clarence Thomas accepted lavish vacation travel from a wealthy benefactor without disclosing it. In response, the court adopted its first code of conduct. But critics say that code doesn't go far enough, particularly in requiring justices recuse themselves. Some point to work by Thomas's wife, Ginny, in support of Donald Trump's false claims of election fraud as reason for the justice to recuse himself from related cases. Others point to Samuel Alito apparently flying flags at 2 of his residences associated with Trump's efforts to overturn his election loss. Neither justice recused themselves. Legislation would be required to impose term limits and an ethics code on the Supreme Court, but it is unlikely to pass the current divided Congress. Biden will also propose a constitutional amendment that makes clear that having served as president does not guarantee immunity from federal criminal indictment, trial, conviction, or sentencing. That's after the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in July that Trump cannot be prosecuted for actions that were within his constitutional powers as president, in a landmark decision recognizing for the first time any form of presidential immunity from prosecution. An amendment like that would be even more difficult to enact, requiring 2/3 support from both chambers of Congress or a convention called by 2/3 of the states, and then ratification by 38 of the 50 state legislatures.